Guys, the Pentagon just passed a bill against China, which has sparked intense discussions and concerns. Now, the potential implications of this decision have raised alarms, which brings up the question: could we be standing on the brink of a new era, echoing the disastrous events of World War II? Well, guys, join us as we look into what this bill is about and its potential implications in global affairs. China and the United States are known as two of the world's most influential global powers. However, their negative relationship has prompted vigilance from their respective armed forces. Notably, media attention has focused on the NDAA's emphasis on Taiwan. Speculation in the U.S. suggests that Chinese President Xi Jinping has directed the People's Liberation Army to prepare for a potential takeover of Taiwan by 2027. While U.S. Secretary of State Antony J. Blinken conveyed non-support for Taiwan's independence to President Xi, recent NDAA legislation, especially in the House rendition, addresses Taiwan's defense comprehensively. This includes measures to deter China from attacking Taiwan and introduces, for the first time, a call for non-combatant evacuation planning by the Secretaries of State and Defense. The entire bill underscores a clear focus on China and Taiwan, outlining U.S. defense priorities and preparations. Beijing views Taiwan as a province that should ultimately reunify with the mainland, even if it necessitates force. The situation becomes particularly intriguing when we consider that the United States holds a significant role as an informal ally to Taiwan, providing arms and support. However, it doesn't formally recognize Taiwan's independence as a separate entity. Despite this lack of official recognition, the U.S. strongly believes in the need to assist Taiwan in maintaining its military defenses. This stance by the U.S. towards Taiwan has garnered criticism and differing viewpoints from various sources. Colin Koh, a researcher associated with Singapore's Nanyang Technological University, offers an insightful perspective. He points out that the National Defense Authorization Act includes several sections related to Taiwan, indicating the U.S.'s concerns regarding China's actions and intentions. Koh suggests that these recent additions to the act send a more pronounced signal of the U.S.'s apprehensions about the China-Taiwan relationship and the broader regional dynamics. This shows the complexity of the situation and the multiple layers of interpretation at play. The issue at hand revolves around the significance of China and Taiwan as important matters that demand the focused attention of the U.S. defense sector. New legislation proposed by the U.S. government comprises various segments dedicated to Taiwan and China. One segment emphasizes an evaluation of Taiwan's defensive needs and the readiness of the U.S. military to assist in the event of conflict. Another section centers on reducing China's access to oil and fuels to hinder maritime operations in the case of warfare. A third aspect delves into potential scenarios if Taiwan's access to resources is checked, with consideration for global implications by the year 2030. In addition, the recently introduced regulations emphasize the critical need for the U.S. defense sector to gain a deeper understanding of China's military activities. The law intends to assist Taiwan in enhancing its self-defense capabilities, achieved through comprehensive military training and empowerment initiatives. Concurrently, the legislation promotes the fostering of collaborative strategies between the U.S. and Taiwan. An intriguing development is the invitation extended to Taiwan to participate in the significant military exercise known as RIMPAC, marking a historic first. The overarching objective of this collaborative effort is to jointly strengthen their cybersecurity measures. Now, this becomes particularly pertinent in light of recent allegations made by Taiwan concerning China's involvement in orchestrating malicious cyber activities. Curiously, the bill explicitly refrains from labeling Taiwan as an independent nation separate from China. Both versions of the law emphasize not challenging China's view of Taiwan's status. Furthermore, the legislation addresses the issue of maps, prohibiting the U.S. military from using maps that inaccurately depict certain islands as part of China's territory. The bill's reception has led to mixed reactions, generating confusion. However, one clear intent is the U.S. commitment to supporting Taiwan, even with a potential war projected for 2027. While the U.S. focuses on military preparedness against China's hypothetical attack on Taiwan, the prospect of facilitating negotiations between China and Taiwan is seemingly less prioritized. Amidst these deliberations, the U.S. faces questions about its motivations. Some speculate whether the U.S. anticipates a sudden attack from China and needs to be proactive in readiness. Doubt also surrounds whether the U.S.'s eagerness to assist Taiwan is genuine or merely a facade. The legislation also addresses technology concerns, with the U.S. discouraging its companies from investing in China's technological sectors. The bill seeks transparency from U.S. companies intending to invest in pivotal Chinese technology areas. However, opinions diverge, as some advocate for collaboration with China in this domain, citing potential adverse effects on the U.S. economy due to tech bans. As we go into various aspects of the bill, one focal point gains particular attention: keeping a close watch on China's military actions. The U.S. is steadfast in its determination to carefully observe China's military maneuvers and operations. The intention here is to understand the innovative technologies China is developing. The methods the U.S. will employ to monitor China remain unclear, but it seems they'll use covert strategies. China maintains secrecy around its military activities, yet the U.S. seeks comprehensive knowledge about its military operations. Additionally, the bill emphasizes halting the influx of Chinese funds into the U.S. This signifies preventing China's influence from reaching specific areas of the market. The legislation also advocates the filtration of Chinese concepts before entering the U.S., with officials asserting China's lack of authority to dictate U.S. actions. Moreover, the bill suggests that countries like India, Japan, and Australia work together in military exercises. They want to make the Pacific Ocean area safer and more stable. These nations plan to practice military activities together, which will help them get prepared and work better as a team to keep the sea environment safe. Looking ahead, the new law expects to make it harder for China to do certain things in the future. This shows how China's relationship with other countries, especially the United States, is changing. The bill shows that the U.S. is being active in deciding how it will interact with China. This can change how these two countries relate to each other. At the same time, life has become tougher for Chinese people living in the U.S. This is because many people are saying negative things about China. These negative feelings are affecting different parts of society. As a result, people with Chinese backgrounds might face difficulties because of their connections to China. Surprisingly, the bill is taking a tough position, suggesting a possible fight. This shows the U.S. is thinking carefully about how it wants to deal with China. The bill is preparing for a complicated relationship between the two powerful countries. This situation raises not only questions about what the U.S. is planning, but also bigger discussions about how this might affect the world. It could change how countries work together, how they talk to each other, and how they handle important international matters. Opinions are divided on the deteriorating relations between the United States and China, with concerns arising over the potential escalation of tensions. Despite China's military strength, the expectation was for these major powers to avoid what some fear could develop into a scenario resembling World War III. However, indications suggest that the United States is positioning Taiwan as a catalyst for engaging in a conflict with China. Observers note that the U.S.'s current approach to its relationship with China appears to lack a strategic outlook and may lead to unfavorable consequences. Alright guys, thank you for joining us. Now, do you think this will escalate into a war between the U.S. and China? Who do you think might make the first move? Let us know what you think in the comments below. If you found this video insightful, consider subscribing for more thought-provoking content.